Agents inside the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation pressured to meet quotas and then force criminal prosecutions. It has been 1 week since our first NBC4 whistleblower investigation uncovered the quotas.
And we have still not received an on-camera response from BWC leadership. Tonight, lead investigator Dwayne Pullman continues to investigate the investigators, zeroing in on a BWC supervisor. Dwayne?
Cabot, Colleen, those whistleblowers in my first report, a former investigator and analyst at BWC Special Investigations Department, both say a supervisor in Lima not only pushed for quotas, but pushed investigators over the line. They claim that supervisor instructed agents to withhold evidence to refer criminal cases for prosecution. Tonight, NBC4 continues to investigate the investigators, that supervisor, and a system that whistleblowers say is stacking the deck against Ohioans.
In the small western Ohio city of Sidney.
Please be seated.
At the historic Shelby County Courthouse.
Sean Fox, petitioner versus Douglas Hunter.
NBC4 cameras captured a remarkable sight as this man, Sean Fox, special agent in charge of BWC's Special Investigations Department, Region 3, met face-to-face with Doug Hunter, his former top investigator, and the whistleblower who tipped NBC4 to quotas. For weeks, Fox had avoided us. I called.
Please give me a call.
Traveled to his office in Lima more than once. Personally handed Fox's boss my business card.
I need to speak to Sean Fox.
And even sent this certified letter. Fox simply would not respond. Fox is important to our NBC4 investigation because, as a supervisor, his signature is all over the documents that Hunter says show BWC special investigators were pressured to meet quotas.
I was personally told by the special agent in charge.
Who was that?
Was Sean Fox.
And he told you to do what?
He told me to refer the case over for criminal prosecution, and I refused.
NBC4 uncovered those quotas in BWC's SID performance evaluations, proving investigators are required to meet minimum numbers for everything from surveillances to criminal referrals, and up until Doug Hunter was fired in 2010, even for the number of criminal indictments. Hunter told us that Fox instructed him and other agents to withhold evidence to meet those quotas.
I've been told to withhold evidence from cases.
Wait a second, they're asking you to withhold evidence?
Yes, they did. He didn't want exculpatory evidence in the case.
Whistleblower Becky Roach is a former BWC analyst who oversaw several agents. She confirmed agents told her Fox was pressuring investigators to withhold evidence.
From how many agents?
At least two. At least two.
That he, Sean Fox, instructed them to withhold evidence.
Yes.
But the hearing in Shelby County Domestic Relations Court had nothing to do with quotas or withholding evidence.
The matter before the court this morning is a petition for a stalking civil protection order.
Doug Hunter and Sean Fox were here because Fox filed this protection order on October 10th against Doug Hunter, stating at 7 a.m. Hunter was driving up and down the road Fox lives on, adding, "I am in fear for my family's safety." Fox repeated that on the stand.
I am fearful for that because there should be no reason you're outside of my home, ever.
Fox's claim is ironic. After all, he supervises nearly 24 state investigators who routinely conduct intensive surveillances on Ohioans, where they work and where they live, from Toledo to Cincinnati.
It was horrible.
Over a period of 2.5 years, BWC Special Investigations Department spent more than $63,000 assigning at least 5 special investigators who tailed, surveilled, and ultimately failed to make a criminal case against 70-year-old private business owner Kathy Trum.
A wonderful state. Yeah.
Back in court, Hunter admitted he was watching Fox that morning voluntarily to help NBC4 investigate.
Since the date of the incident, have you learned in any capacity at all that I was out there on a voluntary basis as a spotter for NBC4 News that was doing a story on you as a supervisor for the fraud division, mandating quotas for your employees?
I have no information that you were a spotter for anybody.
Hunter knew Fox had been avoiding us. So on the morning of October 10th, as we waited in the parking lot outside Fox's Lima office, Hunter, who's now a licensed private investigator, went on his own to Fox's neighborhood to spot Fox leaving his house. But it was Hunter who was spotted by Fox, who's a part-time deputy. This is the recording of Fox's call to the sheriff's office business line.
Hey, this is Sean Fox from Reserve Deputy 78, and I'm leaving for work. I've got a car that's been kind of down our road.
Unaware of what was happening, we continued waiting in that parking lot in Lima. Fox never showed up.
Object. It's hearsay.
Back at the Shelby County courtroom, Hunter represented himself, while Fox had a high-level attorney from Ohio's Attorney General's office. The AG's office tells NBC4 it was representing Fox in his official capacity as a state manager. Still, Hunter did get Fox to admit more than once he misstated the facts on his affidavit requesting the protection order.
Your sworn statement, is it untrue?
Well, I can tell you this, that it affects me directly because I was your directing supervisor and you accused me of...
Your Honor, he's not answering my questions. I asked you specifically on your affidavit.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Under Ohio law, Fox only had to prove mental anguish and that Hunter was the man in the car to get that restraining order, and both points had clearly been made. So Hunter began to question Fox under oath about those quotas.
You're not aware of someone telling you that? You're not aware that you have quotas?
Objection.
It goes to his credibility.
Sustained.
The AG's attorney stopped Fox from answering that one, but questions about withholding evidence did make it through.
And you were interviewed about exculpatory evidence?
Yeah.
Fox was interviewed by the Ohio Inspector General on April 10th, 2010. In the transcript of his sworn statement, Fox admits he did instruct Hunter to remove an interview with a doctor from an official investigative report. Fox told the Inspector General, "I felt the interview with the physician was not relevant to the investigation, so he, Hunter, was asked to leave it out of the report." On the stand in Sydney, Fox insisted that case was not a criminal investigation.
It was an administrative case.
Was it a criminal case? You testified it wasn't a criminal case.
It wasn't a criminal case.
But in the original memo about that case, the Inspector General clearly calls it a criminal investigation. It turned into a non-criminal case after the doctor's statements were placed back in the report by a BWC attorney after Hunter complained.
Withholding exculpatory evidence, as you well know, is a crime.
Right.
You're accusing this agency, at the very heart of what it's doing from an investigative standpoint, of committing criminal acts.
Yeah, if you're going to withhold evidence from the defense, yeah, absolutely.
I showed the evidence and the accusations to Ohio's former Attorney General Jim Petro, who says what NBC4 uncovered needs to be criminally investigated.
That's pretty overwhelming.
Is it criminal?
It is criminal. I think it's criminal, not that that individual would be charged with a crime, but it could be deemed to be a criminal act.
Back in Sydney, the magistrate was quick to rule, approving a restraining order against Doug Hunter. After the ruling, I finally got a chance to ask Fox specific questions.
Do you have a quota system? Do you tell your investigators how many indictments? Why don't you answer that question? You have people who are saying that you withheld evidence, exculpatory evidence, to get wrongdoing against people who are innocent. Why are you not responding to that?
While Fox would not answer my questions, NBC4 uncovered proof that Sean Fox himself was also under pressure to meet quotas. In Fox's personnel file, we uncovered his performance evaluation. The most recent one, signed March 12, 2013, by Special Investigations Director Jennifer Saunders and BWC Administrator Stephen Buer. Director Saunders wrote, Fox's team, quote, has fallen slightly on referrals for prosecution, but noted, quote, Sean has been addressing these issues by conducting very aggressive case reviews. Under the goals section, increased prosecutions is noted. Under comments, it states Fox's region is, quote, on target by referring 32 cases for prosecution. Since 1993, when BWC's Special Investigations Department first began, nearly 4,500 cases have been referred to prosecutors, resulting in the convictions of 2,279 people. But if Fox was under the same pressure as his agents to meet those quotas, he was not talking about it.
Why do you run from us? Sean, why are you running? Now, we've also been trying for weeks to talk to Sean Fox's boss, Jennifer Saunders, the director of BWC Special Investigations. I did talk to her on the phone briefly. She directed me to BWC's Public Relations, which is still refusing to have anyone sit down on camera from BWC to answer our questions. We made another request for that this afternoon. So far, we've received only a brief statement from BWC. They're refuting the quotas. They call them goals, and this is the only response that we've gotten. There are no quotas for BWC investigators, and they added under no circumstances would it be acceptable for any BWC staff to place performance goals above good investigatory techniques. We'll continue to stay on top of this as our NBC4 investigation continues to grow. I'm Dwayne Pullman, NBC4.
NBC4 is